So I want to talk about Thanksgiving. It's the Thanksgiving talk. Thanksgiving has a lot of emotional heat associated with it, maybe a little especially this year, but any year it does. There's family drama. The actual Thanksgiving story has a lot of heat behind it, and it's not so thankful of a day for the Wampanoag people because of that Thanksgiving story. I want to tell you a few fun facts. Thanksgiving, the first one, was actually a harvest feast. It was in 1621, and it was actually in the month of October. And there's no record actually of turkey being eaten there. They believe that it was some sort of waterfowl, but not turkey. Venison, the Native Americans of that time were really big on venison. There was lobster and clams and berries and fruit. There was pumpkin and there was types of squash. So that was there, but there was no turkey. So you might think that chicks and ducks and geese better scurry around that time because they weren't looking for turkeys. Another interesting thing is that the mother of Thanksgiving Day, her name was Sarah Josepha Hale. And she was a author in the 19th century, and she is best known for writing this song, Mary Had a Little Lamb. She is the mother of Thanksgiving Day. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so this coming Wednesday, is also a holiday. It's called Drinksgiving. I don't know if any of you have ever celebrated that. I haven't, at least not on purpose, but Drinksgiving became a holiday because so many people come into town usually to visit family for the Thanksgiving weekend, and the night before they go out to the bars. So since we all must stay at home, it's actually a better year to celebrate Drinksgiving because we don't have to worry about finding a ride or having a designated driver. We're all safe there. And of course, you know, the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday, the big shopping day. But did you also know that it is the busiest day of the year for plumbers? Black Friday? Another interesting thing is Jingle Bells. Now, you all know that song, Jingle Bells. It was originally called One Horse Open Sleigh, right? And that's some of the lyrics in the song. It was written in 1857 by a guy named James Pierpont, who intended this song to be a Thanksgiving song, not a Christmas song. But it became so popular to be sung around Christmas time that they changed the name of it to Jingle Bells and kind of designated it a Christmas song. But originally, that is a song to sing. So this Thursday, sing Jingle Bells. Now, Thanksgiving became a federal holiday in 1863. President Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, proclaimed it a national day of thanksgiving and praise to our beneficent Father who dwelleth in the heavens. That's what he wrote. Now, Lincoln's GPS might have been off a little bit on the location of the beneficent Father or Mother or Force or divine intelligence or the thing itself. But the idea, the principle of it, the purpose of it is perfect. Now, speaking of location, have you decided how you're going to do Thanksgiving this year? I know it's been a lot of talk. I see it in the news. I see it on the internet. And so I wanted to give you a primer of 9 ways to save your Thanksgiving dinner this year. Most people are going to do a Zoom Thanksgiving dinner. Other people I know are getting together in all these social distancing versions of Thanksgiving so that you can yell across the yard, hey, pass the turkey. But for those of you who are having a Zoom dinner, remember you can also do it on Google Meet. There's WebEx, there's Microsoft Teams. There's all kinds of different ways to do this sort of Zoom gathering. And the great thing about doing Zoom is that for the holiday dinner, for the entire day of Thanksgiving, I believe from 6 a.m. to midnight, that whole day, Zoom is deferring its 40-minute limit. So usually, unless you pay for Zoom, you only have a 40-minute limit, and you can only have, I think it's less than 100 people. But this year, for that day, you can talk politics and religion all you like with Uncle Charlie, because you're going to have the whole day for free. Now, be sure to designate yourself as the host. Be in charge of this Zoom gathering, because then you're also in charge of the mute button, which is a good thing, especially because Cousin Fred, who is always asking those really too personal questions. So boom, mute. And plan ahead, maybe put a laptop out there and kind of figure out where you're going to put things, and plan it out a little bit. Next, I want you to make sure that when you set things up, that you maybe put a laptop next to the turkey, one at the end of the dinner table, keep those at maybe near eye level, maybe get an iPhone, place that by the cranberry so that everybody can get a different angle. Get your webcam if you have one, put one in the kitchen, and they can watch the whole making Thanksgiving dinner and enjoy that whole ritual, and maybe one by the stuffing. Or get your iPad and put that next to the pies on the dessert table so that you have a view of everything, and you as the host can switch it from each little camera to each little camera. And maybe have a practice run on Drinksgiving. That'll be fun. So after you've had a nog of some sort, you can also have a practice run of this Thanksgiving Zoom party. Now, remember, it's your Zoom Turkey Day, and you have control over the mute button, so don't get stressed out about anything. You're able to push that button and keep things a little more sane. Also, don't worry about the usual hiccups. You see it happens here. We're not using Zoom. We use a broadcast software, but on Zoom, there's some hiccups. I'm sure you've all seen it in meetings, etc. So don't worry about that. It's a good excuse to accidentally lose Cousin Fred and his inappropriate questions, or Uncle Charlie and his arguments about politics for a bit, other than using the mute button. And you can pick a background, for the Zoom call. We don't use a background. Even in this software, you can fake the background, green screen it and stuff. You can do that on Zoom, in case you didn't know that. If maybe you don't want to tidy up the house so much, you can use a fake background. So go ahead, enjoy your unlimited Zoom thing. Or if you think, or if you know the drama that might come with Turkey Day in your family, go ahead. Most people don't know that the 40-minute limit is off for that day, and just say, 39 minutes. Thanks all. Let's have a prayer. We've eaten the meal, the dessert. Nice to see you. Thanks. By the way, bye-bye. So you can do that too. So gratitude. Gratitude comes from the Latin word gratia, or grace or graciousness. It's a thing to be graceful and be thankful for. It's a thing of grace. Gratitude, being thankful, is a thing of grace. It's a thing of the divine. As Henry Van Dyke said, gratitude is the inward feeling of kindness received. Thankfulness is the natural impulse to express that feeling, and thanksgiving is the following of that impulse. And let us remember, as Reverend Barbara said, that gratitude is more than a holiday experience. Gratitude is not just about Thursday. It's a daily part of living, because bad or good experiences that are happening in our lives, when we are in great gratitude for any experience, whether we like it or not, we always want to love that experience, only because we know that our power to be in our personal reaction to it, how we're going to reveal the next step after that, is in our control. And we can be in great gratitude of that. Be in great gratitude in how we receive those experiences. Living in gratitude expands what you have now. It opens yourself. It opens each and every one of us up to the power within us to take, get, give, share, be in that infinite, ever-emerging experience of the universe. It's here and now for each and every one of us. Rumi said, wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life. Wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life. Gratitude and manifestation go together like turkey and mashed potatoes. Without one, there's not another. They are together, they are one. They are the perfect pair. That feeling, that impulse, that action that occurs when we are in great gratitude. The feeling is that idea that always precedes demonstration. That feeling is the foundation of our revealing in our lives, that experience we have decided to demonstrate into our lives, that we've decided to manifest. The creative process is set in motion by our thoughts and feelings, whether we have them consciously or unconsciously, individually or as a collective. It is set in motion, this creative process, by our thoughts and our feelings, and our actions supported by those thoughts and feelings. It inspires this feeling that we are having about that which we want to experience, that we are revealing and declaring to experience. It inspires an impulse. And that impulse is following our inner guidance as we make decisions. The voice of the divine within you, that higher self that speaks through you, that inspires each step of the way that you are going through in this action. When you follow your higher self's guidance, it should feel effortless and fun. And many times we have to sit in the quiet, in the silence, and allow and bring forth with intention that divine voice. And let that, allow that, reveal that to lead you into action. Now, the universe doesn't act until we do. By the law of cause and effect, the universe only brings into our experience that which we are open to somewhere, somehow in our belief system. We set the law in motion with our thoughts and feelings of gratitude, and then also by being physically engaged in it, mentally, physically, through our heart, through our feelings. We are engaged in that idea we want to manifest or experience. So let us say thanks, by the way, as we harness the divine power that is our birthright. Let us center ourselves in the quiet place within, wherever that is, however you do it. It's that place where all possibility lies. It's that place where we commune with spirit, our highest self. It's that place where joy is and where joy continues in our lives. So that we can say thanks, by the way, as we set our intention for manifestation, that starting point of everything that takes place in the universe, that we see it, we feel it, we imagine it, and then we experience it in our lives. We say thanks, by the way, as we let go and let God handle the details of how and when and where it comes about, especially the how. We don't have to deal with the machinations of this person here and that person there and this experience and that experience. So it adds up to that which we have declared to reveal in our experience in our lives. The universe takes care of that. God takes care of that. Spirit takes care of that. But then we can say, thanks, by the way. We can be in thanks, by the way, as we follow that intuition that stirs in our bellies, that intuition that is brought into us as we center ourselves, as we let go and let God, as we stay aware of spirit in our lives and live our intention as if it already is, through our imagination, through knowing how it feels, how it tastes, how the touch of it is, how it smells, what I hear when it shows up. Ernest Holmes reminds us that universal subjective mind is a doer. Now, universal subjective mind, he's talking about first cause, he's talking about the universe, he's talking about the law of cause and effect. It is a doer and not a self-conscious knower. It knows how to do it, but it does not have any conscious knowledge that it is doing. Man, woman, child, whatever gender, whatever orientation, mankind, people kind, we all call it forth into expression. We call it forth. And the universe and the law figures out the how to bring it forth. The universe is only motivated to create when you and I are motivated to create. Our job is to know. Our job is to accept. Our job is to expect with gratitude and thanksgiving that which we desire. What do you desire this year? Do you have the thing where you go around the table and say what you're thankful for? You can still do that. You can still do that if you don't have a Zoom Thanksgiving. You can still do that if you have to yell across the yard, if you're in the backyard with a bunch of people social distancing in your Thanksgiving day. You can do that. You can share what you're thankful for. And some of those things may be things that haven't quite showed up in the physical world yet. But you can be thankful for it. You can be in great gratitude for it. That's what I'm doing. And some of the things, like Barbara was telling us earlier, some of the things that have been getting to me in the last couple of weeks, I'm going to be grateful that they showed up to remind me who I am, to remind me to reveal the divinity that is within me right here and right now, that I get to decide how I'm going to react. And in my revelation of my divinity, I can react with strength. I can react with knowing. I can react with declaring and thanksgiving and gratitude of what I'm going to decide is going to be experienced in my life. So I invite you to make Thanksgiving a daily holiday. Maybe without the overeating and the arguments between family members, but by saying thanks, by the way, as you watch the gratefulness inside you, in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, in your belly, in that divine matrix, in your entire body, that gratitude turn into abundant expressions of love, of great health, of creativity, of prosperity in all the corners of your life. And if you're anything like me, being thankful, being in great gratitude for having another slice of pumpkin pie. Thank you so much, everyone. I want to give great gratitude for all of you that join us every week. For those who are new, I noticed a few new people came today, and thank you. And thank you for bringing your consciousness to our Sunday celebration. Thank you. And have a beautiful, wonderful Thanksgiving and another slice of pumpkin pie. Thanks, by the way. Namaste.